What up, family? Coach Rome, get up, get out, and get active. We are officially launching the official podcast um, called Get Up, Get Out, and Get Active podcast. So, um, anybody who's out there may be familiar with my Instagram page. Get up, get out, and get active has been one of those slogans that's stuck with me through over the times where I was a personal trainer. Um, Now I have transitioned into real estate, so I am a real estate agent. Yes, I am a real estate agent. So if you're looking to buy, sell, find your next dream home, or just sell your house so you can get the hell up out of Jersey and move to a new state and start a new life. I am here. I am part of a team of experienced real estate agents that can help put you guys and move you guys in the right direction when it comes to buying and selling your home. But the purpose of today is, yeah, man, we here, man. We finally made it, Coach Rome, and this podcast is going to be long time coming. Long time coming. I think a lot of the videos I used to post on my Instagram page, for those of you that may not be familiar with my Instagram page, it is Coach Rome underscore NJ Realtor. It used to be under Coach Rome, Born Stars. But for those that don't know, Born Stars was the name of my fitness company. Before that, it was the name of my film company. But just to stay on topic, because I'm a super rambler, we're here. And I think every last one of you, or just I don't expect a lot of people to be listening to this, that decided to click on this and listen to this podcast. And I know for me, when I first started listening to podcasts, well, originally I used to listen to podcasts because I was a battle rap junkie. And before we had apps and YouTube, well, YouTube was around, but before we had apps that you can go to like Spotify and the Apple Podcast app, there used to be a website I would go to the website, click on the actual file from the website, and would listen to like this battle rap podcast called Battle Rap Arena. It was ran by the URL. The URL is the Ultimate Rap League. It was a battle. It's a company that does battle rap. Pretty sure you guys are familiar with them. But so I started listening to podcasts way back then. This is like 2012, 2013. I used to just like fall asleep listening to battle rap podcasts, and in my car, and when I first started working out at the gym, listening to battle rap podcasts. And then I would say around like and then I was always listening to podcasts. I didn't necessarily know it was a podcast because I would listen to, obviously I'm a basketball junkie, so anything about the NBA I'll be watching on YouTube. But kind of when I really started locking in on different podcasts, and I would say this podcast is, I don't want to say it's going to be completely focused around self-development, but it is going to be something that I want people to be able to come to and get something from, something that they could listen to when they run, listen to when they working out, because I know when I would say, trying to get to a better headspace or get to a more of a motivational mindset, how much those different podcasts help me with my my perspective on where I was at with my current life. So that's what I want this podcast to definitely be, and to be fun. It's nothing like listening to a podcast, you start breaking out laughing. I do that shit. I listen to fucking Drink Champs, I just be cracking up. So it's gonna be audio versions. I will do some visuals. I will be interviewing. Man, I have so many different people names that I want to interview, from just my time of being a trainer and then my time transitioned into management, and then now looking back and seeing a lot of the trainers that I helped manage or develop their career, then becoming a general manager, then looking at all the other managers. So it's gonna be dope, man. I'm praying that it's gonna be something that's gonna turn out the way my vision sees it turning out being. So what I will say, today's podcast is all about never giving up. Never giving up, man. That's what we're here today. And I guess I'll start off by telling a story. For those that don't know, I tell this story all the goddamn time on my Instagram page. Every time I tell it, ironically, it's always somebody's first time hearing it. So here we go. So I would say back in 2016 is where things started to shift when it comes down to my career path, my outlook on life. And I had some things that happened. At the time, I was living in Pennsylvania in my apartment. I had my first daughter at the time. She was 1. Her name was Jordan. She's 9 now. And I was living in Pennsylvania, and I was working at like a mortgage company. It was like a mortgage company that we was just taking like 80 calls a day. And I was just like, oh my God, I can't do this shit, man. Now, I was already working out for about 3 years at this time consistently. And being a trainer was something I was like, how does that work? Like, what would I have to do? Really take it serious, because I was, at that time, personal training it's not like what it is now. It's not like, it's trainers everywhere. Back in 2016, you had a couple people on YouTube like Chris Jones, the Hodge twins, and a lot of other people that was really putting in work on YouTube. But being a personal trainer as a career full time, that really wasn't a thing yet. It really wasn't like, there was trainers, and then shout out to TurkFit. I know TurkFit was already doing it. People was trainers, don't get it twisted, but it wasn't like raving the way you see it now, where like everybody wants to be a trainer. So, long story short, I had lost that job, and my car had got totaled. My apartment had got broken into. So I had to move back home. Mind you, I lost that. So I'm back to square one. I lost the job at the mortgage company. My car is totaled, so I have no car. My apartment got broken into, and it was like my last month on the lease, so I didn't renew the lease. So now I'm back at my mom's house. I have a 1-year-old, and I'm like it's do or die now. So I decided to start my personal training career, and it was, in the beginning, I always say, man, it's something about, how can I phrase this? It's something about the ignorance of not necessarily knowing where this could go, but the hope you have is where the magic. It's that unknown, but you have that optimism of what this could turn out to. And for me, it was that. It was like, hey man, like I've always worked jobs that I had to wake up and fight calling out to do. This was something that I always was already spending 5-6 days a week in the gym. Sports was in my life all the time, so I was like, hey, let me just give it a shot. And I love doing it. And this was the first time that I woke up every day and I had a passion for it. I had a passion to get better. I woke up and the only thing on my mind was personal training. Only thing on my mind, only thing I researched every day, YouTube videos, podcasts, books, every single day from like 2016 to about even like up until like 2019, all I did, no bullshit, no bullshit, all I fucking did was listen to podcasts about personal training, nutrition, watch YouTube videos on personal training and nutrition, and that was it, and audiobooks. And then I started to transition over to like behavioral and like coaching and how to get people to do things that they necessarily don't want to do, but it's beneficial to them if they do it. And I just got like just wrapped in this whole journey of that. So I say that to say, just to kind of go back to the purpose of the story, is that there was a period of time where I had no money. I went and bought a bike, and I'm starting this personal training career. And from about 2016, I would say 2017, for like a whole year, I was just riding my bike back and forth to the gym in the cold, in the summer, in the spring, didn't matter. And I had no shame. I felt good. I felt, and I look back, it's so funny. I look back, that was some of the most happiest moments, and I would say in the past 9-10 years that I had, because you have this optimism, you have this kind of this joyous approach to life now, because you're trying something different and you get all these like positive feedbacks, all this novelty that from these different books and these different like things you're learning in your self-improvement. So it was a real dope time. And I did that. Fast forward 2019, I came to the Edge Fitness in Cherry Hill as a personal trainer. Fast forward 2 years after that, in May of 2021, I became a fitness manager. And then a year and a half after that, December of 2022, I became a general manager. And you just sit back and think like, damn, man, like 6 years prior, I was trying to figure my whole life out. And then now you're the general manager of a $1.5 million business. So it's surreal sometimes, but at the same time, I know this isn't all that my calling is sent to do, right? So, and I just, that's why never giving up is perfect, man, because there was plenty of times I could have just said, man, this shit ain't working out, man. I'm making like, $1,500 a month. I'm still living at home. I gotta figure something else out, man. I'm 29. I'm 28. This isn't. But the hero's journey, man. And some books I would recommend is that helped me. For anybody that's, I would say, going through a similar experiences. I read a book called The Alchemist, and I read another book called Chop Wood, Carry Water, and they both really detail the importance of the journey being like really everything.